Kiwis love being outdoors, so why not transform your outdoor living space with a sun view? With our quality range of stylish pergolas, outdoor blinds and awnings, having a sun view is like adding a new room to your home, but for a fraction of the price. Enjoy the outdoors all year round with a range of products to suit your needs. Book a free consultation now with Sunview and see the difference.
The poll out over the weekend shows that in Wellington, Andrew Little could pleasure someone in the toilets, not pay his bill and get drunk, and Andrew Little would still win the mayoralty of Wellington on current polling. Ray Chung is a distant second and no one else has got a look in. So that race is over. And up in Auckland, well, it hasn't been quite as salacious, one would say, as the Wellington mayoralty campaign or local body campaign. But Colin, like he sees it, as he always has, is the incumbent Wayne Brown, and polls indicate he may do quite well, which means, of course, that the nitpicky media have been coming for him. And I was amazed last week to see a story where they'd gone back to the night of the floods and figured out there may have been drinks in the mayor's office, which was a terrible thing. And it was such a shocking story, I had to sit down and think, what a corrupt Mussolini, if not Hitler-like figure that Wayne Brown is. I thought we'd give him a chance to respond to that story and ask him how his re-election campaign is going. Wayne, good to see you again, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, we've got you loud and clear. You're on video link. Look, first, let's go back to that night. I couldn't believe it. Journalists are using the Official Information Act to establish whether or not there were drinks in your office, 2 years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years.
Oh, yes. Well, I think it's known to be a sunset industry, and they're just bringing on the morning.
Okay, well, the implication from the story that somehow you were drunk in control of a city and that's why there was such a disaster in those floods. Can you describe to me what happened during their office that night and whether or not you were 3 sheets to the wind as the cyclone came in?
Well, not at all. In fact, we were having low alcohol beer and waiting around to see if anything, or just chatting on the end of a week. It was raining, but there was no signs of flood. And the first sign we ever heard that there was a flood was one of the patrons in my hotel in Otahu rang in to say that the outside smoking area was flooding. Nobody from the council rang me because it turned out that they had another Wayne Brown in there, and they rang him, and he thought, well, that's really good that they're telling him that, but that wasn't me. There's another.
Do you mean council officials had the wrong Wayne Brown?
They had the wrong Wayne Brown, because I hadn't been there for very long, and they had a Wayne Brown in there, and I met him some months later, and he was very happy. He thought they were very good the way they kept him informed. But they
Did
didn't
he
keep
work
me
for the
informed.
council, or was he just another guy called Wayne Brown? Or
No, he worked at it. There was another Wayne Brown working at the council.
What was his position?
So they rang him. I think he's working somewhere in the emergency management sector.
Oh,
anyhow,
okay. So
he thought.
Oh, honest mistake. All right. It is an example, Wayne, though, of how the media, since you were elected, mainstream media have been gunning for you, eh? And they will turn over any moss-covered stone to find some dirt on you.
Yes. Well, they've been going very well, and haven't found a lot so far.
Yeah.
I don't understand what it is about it, actually. In fact, it annoys the public almost as much as it annoys me.
Yeah.
Because I actually have quite a few things that are quite worth reporting, but they don't seem to be as interested in the successful things that have happened. But the public seem to quite like that.
Yeah, they do. They do, Wayne.
Polling.
Wayne, what are you campaigning on for re-election? Can you kind of sort of sum up what you're saying to people out and about? And I know it's not going to be a particularly slick PR done campaign slogan because you're not that sort of guy. But what's your kind of message for Aucklanders when they think about who they want as their mayor? What are you saying to them?
Well, the first thing I say is that Auckland is really big. Auckland City Council is bigger than anything here or Australia. Melbourne and Sydney have more people, but they have half a dozen mayors and quite a lot of councils. So this is really big. We turn over 8 billion, so only Fonterra is bigger in New Zealand. And it's the fourth organisation that I've led with a turnover greater than $1 billion, Auckland District Health Board, Vector and Transpower. And the suggestion that, because there's 11 or 12 candidates standing against me, and the suggestion that you can step in and run something as big as Auckland Council, having never run anything bigger than a dairy, is bizarre. And so I point that out so people get the hang that you do need to have some experience in this field. And then I remind them that I stood on 5 policies last time, which was 5 more than National and 6 more than Labor. And so I had these policies. Number 1 was stop wasting money, and we've made a fair bit of progress in that. Now, before anyone spends any money at the council, they have to go through a 10-point approval plan, starting with what is the problem you're fixing. The next one was to take back control of the CCOs, and the government have agreed to pass legislation which will finally give me control of Auckland Transport. And when I announce that in rooms, usually there's an outburst of sudden applause because AT is not a well-performing organisation, and they will just become a public transport organisation. Then I go through the other 3 and show that we've made good progress on all of those and say, well, there we are. Any questions? And that's how it goes, really, because even on the other 3, finished the big projects. We've finished the central sewerage interceptor more or less on budget.
Look,
the
wait,
city
can I just stop
over
you
budget.
for a moment there? I've always appreciated you as an absolute straight shooter. I think that's one of the reasons you're so popular. But when I interview someone, I expect to be interviewing them person to person. There's clearly someone else in this interview giving you instructions. We can hear her voice, and I'm getting texts from people who can hear her voice in the background. Can you either introduce us to her or tell us to stop interfering, please?
I'm at the breakfast table, and that's my wife.
Okay.
And she's telling me to be nice.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Mrs. Brown, I've never met you.
She's not interfering with policies.
Okay.
She's just saying, don't annoy people as much as you usually do.
Oh, okay. That is bloody hilarious. Thank you for clearing that up, because I was getting all sorts of conspiracy theorists.
It sounds like your listeners are as bad conspiracy theorists as the press.
Look, I could have let it sit there, Wayne, forever, and then I could have had you ringing back saying, like Stuart Nash saying, my wife's really upset with what I did. Can you take that down? Oh, that's hilarious. Hello, Mrs. Brown.
She's quite sweet, but she's not fully dressed for an interview.
Okay, I get you. All right. That's so funny. Wayne,
Somewhere or other, she's put up with me for quite a long time.
Yeah. Wayne, and look, having met you, I know that this job and the media frustrate the hell out of you sometimes, and the silly stuff like this, was he having beers, 3 years ago? Do you really want to do it again? What drives you to get back into this?
Kiwis love being outdoors, so why not transform your outdoor living space with a sun view? With our quality range of stylish pergolas, outdoor blinds and awnings, having a sun view is like adding a new room to your home, but for a fraction of the price. Enjoy the outdoors all year round with a range of products to suit your needs. Book a free consultation now with Sunview and see the difference.